I just got done watching Spectre, the fourth film for James Bond. Yeah, it's not Spectre. I don't know why my dumb self said it was Spectre, but yeah. So basically, the rundown of the movie. James Bond's in not New Mexico, what the freak, Mexico City. I don't know why I said New Mexico. I'm being retarded right now. In Mexico City, on a mission, doing something. Turns out he didn't have permission to do it because the new M is like a Mallory. He's like, what the freak are you doing? He's like, you didn't do that. And James Bond's like, oh, I was just on a holiday. Lying, obviously, to his face, but not telling him. Mallory's like, okay, you're officially grounded as of today, And then they literally say that in the movie. I'm not making that part. He says, you're grounded. And so then he goes on his way, meets a new person named C. He's trying to get security throughout all the things because he thinks the 007 program is old. And he thinks there needs to be surveillance, like everywhere and whatnot. Instead of assassins on a mission with a license to kill. My bad, YouTube. Well, I'm just going to say kill, but in the movie. Freak. What was I about to say? Then after that, turns out Bond is doing it because the old M, before she died, she made a video saying, if I'm ever dead, I want you to do this. And it's to kill a dude. Turns out that, and then, so then James Bond's on a mission. He goes to Rome. He's in Italy. And then he's at this meeting place. Then he sees someone familiar. Dave Bautista's character, I don't even remember his name. He's a silent dude. He kills a dude at the table, and then the villain, the main villain, he's right there. And he's like, well, James, it's been quite some time. I'm not looking at him. But then he looks to the spot where James Bond's at. James Bond runs away, escapes. Dave Bautista was chasing him. He didn't catch him. Then he proceeds to follow him like Mr. X in Resident Evil 2. Just chasing James Bond no matter what. I mean, he is a hulking character, and James Bond is shorter than him and is a slim dude. All right, so it's basically the equivalent of Mr. X chasing Leon or Claire, or Nemesis chasing Jill. But after that, James Bond finds Mr. White, because they were talking about we need to get rid of the Pale King or something like that. And turns out it's Mr. White. Mr. White is like, basically, he's like, why would I give you this info? Blah, 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 blah. Why do you need my help? And then James Bond's like, you're not telling me. This is to protect wife, son, daughter. Turns out Mr. White's protecting his daughter. What the freak did Hayden send me? That's my friend. He's trying to trash on my handwriting when he writes like a 5-year-old. It's because I write small. But like, side tangent right now, but I write small. I mean, I'm not going to show a picture, but because I made small. But like all my teachers who can read small, right? Not the older teachers. They tend to not be able to read it. They need to use glasses or somewhat. Because I got comments about this since middle school. It's like around 5th grade, middle schoolish. My handwriting changed to being small for some reason. And it's been like that. But yeah. Usually the younger teachers, they're just like, yeah, you write small, Ethan, but it's neat handwriting. And my friend's trying to trash on it, even though he writes like a 5-year-old. Now, granted, it's on the handwriting he's talking about is on the iPad, and I can't really write with my finger on the iPad because I don't have a utensil. When I'm writing down on paper, I'm using a pencil, so it looks good. But from what I told, I have a neat handwriting. It's just I write small. So if I wrote bigger, that'd be better. But I'm like, yeah, if I wrote bigger, it'd look bad. So, Old me, when I'm 70 years old, when I'm going to struggle to read any of the stuff that I wrote. Maybe not. Who knows? I still might write small when I'm like 70 years old. We'll see. Oh, I just realized. At my job, my bosses are going to hate me. Unless they can somehow read it, they're probably going to hate me. Unless YouTube becomes my full career. Which at the moment, I doubt it. But no, back to the movie. Where was I? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, daughter. So then James Bond finds his daughter after Mr. White offed himself. He said, "So long." Pow! And then James Bond finds his daughter, tells her that, what was her name? Madeline? I feel like I'm wrong now. It was Madeline or something like that. I realize I've been far away from my phone and I'm speaking quietly and softly. Yeah. No, not really softly, but Madeline is Mr. White's daughter after, and James Bond goes to find her after he offed himself. And he tells her she's dead, she gets kidnapped. James Bond saves her from Dave Bautista and his gang. Then Dave Bautista's still alive, so he's still hunting. he basically is like Mr. X and Nemesis. He just gets back up like nothing happened. He's still after James Bond. Second phase. And so Madeline and James Bond go to La American, something like that. A hotel that Mr. White and his wife and daughter used to go to, or just his wife. Find a secret lair. Turns out Mr. White wants James Bond to finish a job for him, which is, I think, same job as for I realized I just breathed into the mic, my phone, and my phone just picked up all that, so I apologize. But I think it's the same mission that M, the older M, before she told him to do it, or maybe not. Can't remember her message. But anyways, then they go to a destination to find the coordinates that Mr. White had, and it took him to a place, meet the villain that James Bond saw earlier in Rome, and then I'll get onto that later. And then before that, when they're on the train, Dave Bautista comes back, third wave final boss for final form for Nemesis and Mr. X, fights James Bond and Madeline. And then they eventually beat him. He flies off the train because he has his rope around his neck, and they got some stuff that was holding alcohol off the train, and then Dave Bautista just goes, his only line in the movie, "Shit." And then, shit. And then he's, wee, bye-bye, he's gone. And then they meet the final, the villain, I was supposed to say final boss, the villain of the movie. I forgot his name. I was trying to look at the movie. I just saw him on, legit, the video was posted like 3 days ago on Last Meals. I don't know if anybody watches that. I do, for fun, and I listen to it when I'm doing homework sometimes. The Last Meals, when celebrity, actor, or whatnot, influencer, it's like, I'm blah, 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 and this is my last meal. And then they just talk. It's an interview and all that. I watch it. But Christoph Waltz, or Waltz, something like that. He's German, I think. Maybe. I don't know, because they're on the topic of Frankenstein. He's in the Frankenstein movie that's going to come to Netflix. And he's like, yeah, it sounds so German. And then Christoph Waltz is like, yeah, it does, but we pronounce it as, so I assume he's German. I might be wrong. He also played in Inglourious Bastards, the one that was made by, what's his name? Freak. I forgot the director's name. Del Toro. No. Is it Del Toro? No, he made the Hateful Eight, the Kill Bill movies, all that jazz. But yeah, he was Christoph Waltz. He, he's like, oh, well, you're here. And, all the stuff all the past movies that have happened, it's been because of me. It was me, Barry. It was me all along, Barry. Waltz's character was like, yeah, all the stuff that happened in the past movies, it was because of me. And so, he gets one of his goons to knock out. Yeah, that's right, I'm saying goons. Remember that term back when it used to mean villains and not freaking thing. You guys are just going to hear me do that noise, but I did the motion, right? But yeah, he got one of his goons to knock him out and whatnot. Then he does a little thing to James Bond. Then James Bond gets Madeline to come over to him. He has his watch, which explodes. She takes it from him. And then before he explodes, she tosses it over to Waltz's character. Boom! Mega explosion. And then they escape from Waltz. Then they're back in London. And James Bond and the gang, they're trying to stop C and Waltz's character from doing that. Well, he thinks Waltz is dead. Turns out Waltz is alive. And then C falls down from big height and goes, wee, gone from existence. Finito. Dunzo. So he's gone while he was fighting Mallory. And then Waltz tries to escape in a helicopter while he had explosives on Madeline. Bond frees Madeline. They escape from the building. They don't die from the explosion or the building collapsing on them. Waltz is in a helicopter escaping with his goons. Then James Bond shoots the helicopter, gets on fire, crashes. Then Waltz is able to get out. His goons are done, so they're gone. And then he's crawling because his leg's injured. And he's just crawling on the road. James Bond gets to him. You see, he has a gun, getting ready to shoot. And Mallory's standing there. And, police, whatnot. They're standing there looking at James Bond. And then Waltz's character is like, finish it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Right? And then, my bad. I should have just said do it once, but then James Bond gets the what's the action whenever the mag falls out of the gun, or basically the mag falls out from the gun because he pressed the thing and then does the thing with the gun and then the bullets out and he's like out of bullets. And then Waltz is captured, sent to prison, I assume. Then James Bond goes to Q, who was introduced in the third movie, Skyfall, or was it the second movie? No, third movie, Skyfall. He was introduced in that movie. He's like, I was leaving, but I got one more favor from you. He gets his old car back that was in Skyfall that got destroyed. And then him and Madeline drive off to the distance. And then credits roll. Happy ending. Happy. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And that's the end of that movie. The villain didn't die this time. The villain's alive. The first one, the villain got killed not by James Bond, but by Mr. White. Second one died in a building caused by Bond and all of them. And then third one, James Bond killed him. But yeah. So, was it this the fourth one? I said that right, yeah. So, I'd give this movie... It's better than Quantum of Solace. Right? But it's not as good as Skyfall or Casino Royale. so I'm gonna have to put it lower. So I'm gonna put it above Quantum of Solace, but it's gonna be in the good tier, not in the really good tier. Is Nathan watching YouTube, bro? Oh my gosh, this kid wants to get murdered. He wants to get beat up. Anyways, yeah, I'll give this movie a good tier, in the good tier. The intro song that played for the opening credits, I didn't like it that much. It's weaker than the other three, and I didn't really like it. And also, in the intros, what? I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like seeing pretty women, right? In the James Bond films, it always has women dancing, and obviously well, it's covered, but still, they're dancing and all that. I'm just like, bro, what are these freaky all interests? I know it's James Bond, so he a freakster too, but like, gosh, dang. But yeah, I'd say this the opening credits for this one was weaker in my opinion, so yeah, they go down. So it'd be Skyfall, Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace for the opening intros, not the movies, and then Spectre. But then for movies, Skyfall, Casino Royale, Spectre, and then Quantum of Solace. I forgot the name. But yeah, I thought it was Spectre, but no, it's Spectre. I'm slow. That's all I can tell you. I'm slow. Well, I'll make the No Time to Die video the week after next week. By the time this video comes out, it's going to be next week, but for me, it's not next week. It's already going to be next week when the video comes out, but right now, it's next week. And then the week after next week, it would be the No Time to Die video will be out. And then I'm done with Daniel Craig's James Bond movies. Probably going to watch the old ones, but I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy them as much. But yeah, we'll see. So that's about it. Have a good day, night, afternoon, evening, or whatever. When stars smile and more, wonder how can you rise?